Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Janine Harry, and it is so good to be back with another video. I do appreciate you joining me, so thank you. And please do unwind with me as we get into today's video. I'm going to leave all formality talk till at the end. So for now, let's just get right into it. So, today I want to give you a friendly warning. I know that sounds super harsh, but yeah, for lack of better word, a friendly warning to be careful of forbidden love. I want to begin by saying that the only person you should be in a relationship with is somebody who is single. And not just single from a physical standpoint, but single from both the physical and the mental aspect. Yes, somebody may be single from the physical aspect, whereby they are not seeing somebody every single day. They're not on the phone with somebody every single day. There's no hugs and kisses every single day. So, yes, from a physical standpoint, somebody might be very much single. But from a mental standpoint, this person may not be single because this person may be thinking about the exes or thinking about the possibility of a previous love surfacing again. So the cords to those previous relationships, the cords to those exes have not been severed as yet. So somebody might be very much single in the physical department, but mentally they've still not detached from the partners or the exes, and that still makes them a walking form of forbidden love. So the only people that you should be pursuing relationships with are the ones that are both single from that physical and that mental aspect. And I think it's so important for me to speak about this because a lot of people may be coming into your life and saying things like, hey, we belong together. We would make such a great couple. We should actually, have been together a long time ago. But something dark might be happening behind closed doors. This person may actually already be in a relationship, a long term relationship, or in a worst case scenario, this person may even be married. Now, you know how people say wrong time, wrong place? That is actually true. Two people can be in two separate relationships, but actually, those two people are the ones that should be together. In another lifetime, they were probably married. In another timeline or in another lifetime potential, they would have probably made a really great couple. We cannot actually discredit the potential of certain things, because, yeah, a lot of times people are in the relationship with the wrong person. They are married to the wrong people. And yes, they should actually be with other people. We can't discredit that. That is the reality of the game. That's the nature of life. That's the nature of the human condition. But that means absolutely nothing when your reality simply shows that you are in a relationship. So even if somebody comes to you and says something like, hey, I am in a relationship, but I really want to be with you. So because of that, I'm going to break up with my partner or I'm going to get a divorce. Even if somebody says that to you, the reality is that if they are in a relationship, you should not be pursuing a relationship with that person. And this is such an important conversation to have because a lot of us are entering into new relationships. And when I say a lot of us, I mean collectively speaking, so many people are entering into new relationships as adults. And I think it's so important to say that because if you're watching this video, I'm sure you are not a teenager or a kid. Okay? Because teenagers and kids they enter into relationships from a very innocent aspect. There is no baggage basically, And I hate that word baggage because come on, I just hate that word. But anyway, for lack of better word, they enter into relationships with no baggage. But if you are an adult, the reality is that you're entering into a relationship with a whole history. You may have had, many relationships in the past. You may have gotten out of a long term relationship. You may be divorced. You may have kids by somebody else. So basically, our experiences are just that, it's experiences. Unfortunately, we call it baggage. But yes, we come into relationships with all these experiences. We don't come into relationships as these innocent people that are void of experiences. We come with a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge. Okay. And that is why it is so important for us to enter into relationships from the standpoint of authenticity. And that means actually asking somebody, are you really single? That's a great question to ask a full blown adult. Are you single? Because, in the context of us all having been in previous relationships, we need to establish, have we cut the cords from previous relationships? Are we actually both physically and mentally single? And that is what authentic relationships requires. It requires authenticity to the point where there are no cords attached to what could have been, what is. Authentic relationships and the need for an authentic relationship means getting clear with yourself, understanding that you should not offer somebody forbidden love. If you know that you are in a relationship and you're not brave enough to get out of that which you don't want to be in, to not waste your time desiring other people. Because what forbidden love actually is forbidden love is just a fancy word for infidelity, for rebounded type of love. And we are so over that, right? We are so over the era of forbidden love. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard stories, and I'm sure that you have heard these stories as well, of women and men who have been completely duped by people who have said things like, hey, we deserve to be together. I want to be with you. I'm going to divorce my wife or my husband. Like, we know the story. We know about these things. Okay. This is nothing new. And these things have become so normalized to the point where we don't even feel the need to speak about these forms of forbidden love any longer. But for some odd reason, my higher self is like, hey, we've got to speak about this again. So we are so over forbidden love. We are so over inauthenticity. We're so over these forms of rebounded love. We are so over infidelity. If you don't want to be with somebody, be brave enough to say, I want out and go after what you want. Step into that new timeline, step into that new reality because romantic relationships requires your authenticity. It requires just that. It is better to be with someone freely, to freely express your love, than to have to hide your love behind closed doors. Okay? So be careful of forbidden love because there may be people that are wanting to dupe you. There may be people that are not disclosing important information like, hey, I'm actually in a relationship. Information like, hey, I'm still not over my ex. Information like, hey, I'm actually married, but I'm hiding my wedding band away. Okay? So, yes, forbidden love is something that is also in the air. Be discerning, ask those questions. And those important questions are, one of them is, are you single? So, when you're going on these first dates, actually ask the person, are you single? And yes, that question is going to annoy the heck out of somebody who has no self awareness. But anyone that is self aware would know how important that question is. Because that question just once again allows everyone in the scenario to reflect on whether they are really single. Okay? So the only one you should be pursuing a relationship with is the person who is single, is the person who is really ready to pursue a new relationship, is the person who has cut the cords from their past and who is actually ready to step into the new reality and the new timeline of love. And I will leave this video right here for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not done so already, then please do subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this page your love and support. I'm sending you so much virtual hugs and love right now. Till next time, much love.